Hello, this is Noel Lee, and this is my submission for CSC313 Assignment 10 for Car Simulation. I'll go ahead and start up the code and talk about what we did. Okay, so as you can see, we have the functioning code here. I can show the other two cars on frame. If I move over to them, then we can show that they are all moving around, and I can swap between them pressing tab. I did check this briefly. It shouldn't be too hard to view. It shouldn't be that scratchy or delayed or laggy. But as you can see, everything is moving well. All the cars can move around. You can jump between all of them. If I can get them going right, then we can probably even see one of the cars moving. If I go to red and move it, we can see it kind of shoving along there. But yeah, okay, I'll go ahead and talk about the code that we changed. So starting from top down, we have a counter for the number of cars that are initialized, then have a list of cars along with an integer for the current car that's being used, and a variable for tab being pressed. This is implemented to add debouncing on tab, so we don't run through all the cars in a rapid loop and make it be kind of disconcerting or difficult to tell what's happening. Moving on from there, we have a cars array list and a loop to populate that array list with some randomly generated cars. The only changes here being their position around the start of the quote-unquote world that we have. To handle the car movement, we have an active car during the loop, which is the current cars of the index of get car, then updating the camera based on the currently active car. We have an iterator to run update and render on all of the individual cars, with Titus passing an integer based on the size of cars for, I believe, the coloring of the cars. Moving down, I can go ahead and just show the render that Titus updated. The only thing that was changed here is the implementation of the car number passed down to render car body. With all this doing, with all that this does is just changing the color of the cars just so we can differentiate them between one another a little bit easier. But all in all, that was pretty much everything that we did to add to this. We use a list, so in theory, we actually can have multiple different colored cars. So I could, for instance, change this to, for example, even 12, and this should run. It might be a little slow to run, but actually, yes, it does run. However, there are just an inordinate number of cars that are generated here. But we can go through all of them and move all of them individually, and they all do run on the ground here. But just for simplicity, we'll just stick that to 12. Okay, and that's pretty much everything. Just to go over it all again one more time quickly, we have a counter for the number of cars. This is just for the convenience of setting the number of cars. We have a list of cars, and integer storing the current cars, implementing debouncing on tab. We populate the list of cars with based on the car count, randomize their positions. We have the car to be an active car that is passed through update camera. We iterate over all the cars to update their positions and render them. Then we also implement the tab being pressed based on with the debounce to, instead of calling accelerate on all cars, we instead target the current car. Okay, thank you very much. That's all for this video, and bye.